So, franchise of the week is a franchise called Mr. Handyman, and they are a franchise that is under the Neighborly umbrella. Their history, they started in 2000 in Michigan, began franchising shortly after that. In 2015, they were acquired by the Dwyer Group, which is now Neighborly. Neighborly is the largest home services franchisor. They have about 20 different franchise brands. And again, if you want to see, if any of the Neighborly brands are available in your area, what you'll want to do is, guys, don't part of the reason why we do this newsletter is, and part of the way that Franchise Empire makes our money is in helping to, make that introduction to the franchise companies. And then if you wind up buying that franchise, we receive a referral fee. So, um, we to be really transparent, we like to put the names of the franchises, but I keep learning more and more that we'll wind up connecting with someone. They're like, "Oh yeah, I just went on the franchisor's website and reached out directly to them." Don't do that, because then we're the ones that provided the value to you. We want to be able to make that introduction because this is our business. This is how we make money. And then we get to work with you as well. So, if you're interested in any of these brands, make sure to go to our website, submit the inquiry. Even if you don't want to work with us, at least let us submit your information to the franchisors. But again, you could go to franchiseempire.com/check territory. So, Mr. Handyman, they have 329 franchise units, franchise fee of $65,000. Royalty of 7%, investment range of $123,000 to $160,000. So, that's why in the title I call this low cost franchise, right? Because in franchise world, 120 to 160 grand is low cost. My first franchise, it was $340,000 to get that bad boy up and running. It's a lot of money. So, can you guess what this business does? Mr. Handyman is devoted to providing consumers with professional, safe, and reliable maintenance, repair, and improvement service. Okay. We've hired our local Mr. Handyman to do some work that that was like pretty significant work. Anyways, I'm not going to go into that, but they do some good stuff, and they build customer trust by their professional approach, advanced computer systems, personalized marketing programs, all that good stuff. So the franchise owners, your job is not to perform the actual maintenance and repair, but it's to employ individuals that are experienced in doing stuff. Your job is to go out there to market, to build relationships in the community and network, and build and train your team and oversee your team so you can grow your business, right? So let's dive into some of the numbers in their 2024 franchise disclosure document. You can see here, I've got to figure out a way where I can draw while I'm doing this. I think there's an application. But so you can see single unit franchisees. Boom, 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 boom. So they average, single unit franchisees average $890,000 in sales. Single unit means they own one territory. That's it. A territory depends for each franchise. It could be a certain amount of households. It could be a certain population. It just depends on the business. But that's one territory. That's it. One single territory, average $890,000. The top franchisee who owns one territory does $2.7 million. So I want this to come through for you. That means that person, they paid their initial $65,000 franchise fee. And these startup costs, by the way, include the $65,000 franchise fee. So they paid their franchise fee. They had startup costs somewhere between 123 and 160 grand. And they wind up building a business that did $2.7 million in sales. How cool is that, guys? How cool is that? One of the reasons why we're huge advocates of service-based franchises, just the startup costs are much lower. and the opportunity to scale and to build something meaningful, and with high sales, the opportunity is, with the right franchise brand, significant. You can see that the lowest performing franchisee does $276,000 in sales. Median is 801,000. Again, I'm not going to go through every single number individually. If you want to do that, go to the franchiseempire.com, go to the newsletter, and you can, pull this one up specifically, and you can look through it here. And you can subscribe here on the right to make sure that that you get the future newsletters that we send out on Sunday mornings, and you can review all this information at your own leisure. But when we look at the different levels, so what's cool about this is that they show the difference between, hey, people that own single units, people that own 2, 3, 4, and then 5 to 6. Here's what they're doing, and you can see, how the numbers compare, and so you can see that. Like in this instance, right? The it looks like the sweet spot is really owning 2 units. That really looks like the sweet spot here, because the 2-unit franchisee has the highest gross at 3.5 million, right? The average gross sales is 1.2 million, median over a million. And then you can see all the numbers for the for the other. Although obviously the average is way higher here. The average is for 5 to 6 unit franchisees 2.6 million, which makes sense because they own so many units. But if you break it down, 2.5 divided by 5, that's about 500,000 per unit, when the average for a single unit is almost $900,000, right? And so, yeah, I would say the sweet spot is somewhere around having about, somewhere around the 2-unit mark for this specific franchise. Again, if this specific franchise, if you want to check and see, if you want us to check and see if it's available in your area, go to franchiseempire.com/check territory. Make sure to drop in those questions that we ask you before you schedule the call. Make sure you drop the name of this franchise, and so that our team is prepared for your conversation. Okay, benefits for the franchisee. Let's talk about that. More than 100 million U.S. home and business owners, including those in your neighborhood, need help tackling to-do lists. Busy families, baby boomers, seniors, they don't want to spend their time on fix-it chores around the house. My goodness, no, I do not. I'm a huge believer in hiring people. This is something that I coach our franchisees on. We have a mastermind group for franchise owners, and one of the concepts is around buying back your time. As you get busier and busier as an entrepreneur, you need to outsource and you need to buy back your time. And so this is like one of those areas. Work-life balance. This particular business has a family-friendly Monday through Friday work week with no on-call or emergency work after hours. Pretty interesting. I would think that I would assume that work is done on the weekends, but looks like this is a Monday through Friday type business. You don't need any experience, right? You don't need to have done any handiwork. Most of the owners are former top-level business executives, because your role as a franchise owner is not to be out there the one doing the work. It's to go out there to be able to properly recruit, hire, and train the right people, to be able to, drive marketing and sales for your business and grow your operation, right? Not to go out there and be the one actually doing the individual work. High repeat customers. Over 70% of your revenue will come from repeat customers, right? So you do the job well and you have a customer for years to come, which is pretty cool. And guys, as you probably experience, hiring, contractors or anyone in this space, they can be so unreliable, right? So, I actually just did a day in the life video with one of our clients who bought a painting franchise. He's about 18 months in. And so stay tuned for that. That's going to be a cool video that's going to come out. But we went out to this house where they were doing a painting job, and the way he got that painting job was he painted the neighbor next door's house, right? So you go in, you do a good job, you get referrals, you get repeat customers, stuff like that. Again, I already talked about Neighborly. They have 19 different franchise brands, just a juggernaut in the space. So our team has access to all of the Neighborly brands. So definitely, if you're interested in just this space at all, go to franchiseempire.com/check territory, schedule a brief call with our team, and we'll be able to figure out which ones could make sense and be able to quickly help you understand which ones are available in your area or not, so you don't have to waste your time.